Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel! This is so exciting. One of our first cooking videos. I made one maybe a year ago. We're making another one, so I'm pretty excited about this. Today, it's feeling more and more like summer outside, which is kind of amazing. It's been in like the 60s around here. It's really not that cute. It's almost June. We're gonna make a really nice scallop dish today with a charred corn and fava bean salad. Throw in a couple of watermelon radish, maybe some roasted red pepper. Basically anything that you find at the store that looks fresh, throw it in, and it's gonna taste great. So let's get started. Well, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, what is happening here is that we are starting our charred corn and fava bean salad by roasting a red pepper. Want to put it directly on the heat source to char the skin. Now, could you buy these from the store? Yes, you could. I already have some. However, it's just as easy to do it at home and it costs way less. We're blistering these skins for two reasons. Number one, it's easier to get off when they're blistered like that. Who would have known? Number two, it's going to give our charred corn salad a little bit of extra smoky flavor, which is really nice. So once it's completely blackened on all sides, alternatively you could pop it under the broiler too, put it into a bowl, get you some cling film, put that on. And then from there, we can just let her hang out underneath our saran wrap for about 20 minutes while we work on our fava beans.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
So we're not doing all that, but we are having some fava beans today. Fava beans are great, but you can really only get them in the spring and the summer, so I really like to take advantage when it's that time of the year. They're kind of time-consuming to deal with, but not difficult, which is what I really enjoy. Time-consuming, but not difficult. Now, when you pick them up from the store, they're gonna look like this in a big pod. We can't eat it that way, so we gotta remove the beans from the pod. Separate the top and zip it down almost like a big zipper. And from there, we can go ahead and just remove the little beans from inside of our pod. Once you do that, you're going to get something that looks a whole lot like this. A little tiny bean. Isn't it just so cute? I know. Repeat that process with all of our pods, and then from there, we're not quite done yet. We have to blanch and shock these fava beans. You can't have them that way because there's a little skin that's on the outside. We want that totally off. And then we can start to eat. They're finicky. Blanching and shocking really is just a process of putting something in boiling water, shocking it, and some ice water, which helps to cook it and preserve its color. And in this case, it's also really going to help us easily remove the last little piece of fava bean skin that's stuck on there. So as you can see, it looks like that, and you just squeeze it right out and poof! Bada boom, we have a fava bean, my good people. Now just repeat that, shell all your fava beans, and we are good to go for our next step, which I believe is going to be a nice red onion for a little bit of crunch in our salad. Now, I've met some people who don't like raw red onion. Not a big deal. Add a scallion, add some chives just for a little bit of onion flavor. If you're like me, I like it. Also, if you're like me, put on your goggles for safety, people. Last raw element I want to add is a watermelon radish. Why is she called that? That's why. At this point, our pepper should be completely finished. We can take off our saran wrap. And I just like to use a paper towel, honestly, just to get the excess skin off. It should remove pretty easily. If you don't get it all off, it's not the end of the world. I actually kind of like it when some of it's on. Now my favorite part of the day, it's time to hit the stove. Put my fava beans and my corn in, a little bit of olive oil, and just saute it. I liked it to have a little bit of char on there, so get a little bit of color. It might look burnt. It's probably not.
It's gonna be fine. At this point, my camera actually died, so I had to switch over to my iPhone for footage. Not my favorite, but what can you do? So here's our scallops, and we want to make sure they're nice and caramelized on one side. Whoop! Hello! It's all right. And look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. That probably takes, honestly, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You don't want to overcook scallops because they become super rubbery on the inside, which is an unpleasant texture, if you know what I mean. So, give them the right amount of time, and they'll be absolutely tender and juicy.
And here's our end result. We have our beautiful corn salad, a little bit of garnish of fresh basil, perfectly caramelized scallops, and that is about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Let me see, do the ski goggles mess up my eyebrows? No. Hair? No, marginal, could be better. The eyebrows are still plastered on, honey. Love to see it. Yay!